the most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Season 3, Round 3. It's the Iowa 35 tonight for the Pace Syndicate Events Hard and Fast Series. It's a 10-minute open qualifying as usual, best of your 3 laps. Heat racing is 5-lap sprints. Evening time setting as it will go evening by the feature race. Possibility of a consolation race if the field is greater than 24, and I can tell you the field is way greater than 24 tonight. And the main event is a 16-lap race, not 15, and 30 points for the winner. This is joint sponsored by the HoonTV, Worm Paints, North Bruce Lots, and the TAEC Plasterboards. But the main sponsor that I've got to give a massive shout out for to make this all happen tonight is the Aussie Signs. For all your kinds of signs, get in touch with Dan. His number's on the screen. Even for design work, get in touch with him. He'll send you out some signs or stickers or whatever you need. Get in touch. Without him, this series or this race would not have run. My name is Steve Kirk, and I'm from Podium TV, or Podium Broadcasting, should I say. And joining me in the commentary booth once again is Isaac Edwards. How you going, buddy?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. Yourself?
I am excellent, mate. I'm keen to see what's going to happen tonight as we wind down, well, as we start of a qualifying. And we'll get to some cars on the screen, and we'll see what's happening on the track. But yeah, I'm happy to be here tonight, especially broadcasting another HoonTV on HoonTV, should I say, on YouTube and Facebook live at the same time. So let's bring up some qualifying results that no one has done their laps yet. We have another 5 cars on track doing their first few laps. As I said before, that we only have 5 laps, or 3 laps, the best of 3 laps to run tonight. So with the cars that we have, let's count how many cars we actually have. How many do we? We're in the high 30s at the moment for registration, so that's definitely going to make it. And some of the names as well. Yeah, it's going to make us some interesting racings for the feature race.
Yeah, definitely. We do have a couple of familiar names that have raced in the V8 Supercars before. A name that popped up on my screen at the moment was Sanjin Delilac. That was a name I haven't heard for probably the last 5 or so years. 4 years at least. Never really heard of Sanjin for a while, so first time I've seen him race in a little bit. So it's good to see him back out and racing, as we do have our first qualifying positions time sorted. Jack Boyd's currently your fastest at a 43.458. Yeah, followed by Scott O'Keefe.
He just did that as well.
Yeah.
He just went over the start-finish line as you were talking.
Yeah, so he goes faster. Scott O'Keefe is currently your second fastest at a 44.044. This actually is quite interesting because there are pretty much two V8 Supercar events happening at the same time, both virtual and in the real world. Practice 1 is currently underway for the Perth Super Night down at Barbagallo Wanneroo Raceway.
Yeah, I know, and that's the kicker for me. It is no joke, about 2 k's from my house. I can actually hear the cars going around the track at the moment, so it is definitely entertaining of all V8 sounds tonight. Mick in the YouTube chat, this is not a game, it's a simulator. Don't worry. That's a big fight if you would pick one with anyone. It's a simulator, it's called iRacing, so go to iRacing.com and yeah, you'll definitely see some stuff there.
Yeah.
So it's a real driving simulator. So it's as close as you can get without buying a real race car.
Yeah, definitely agree. So we actually now have 3 drivers done the 43s. Sanjay Delalek's done the 43.7. Scott O'Keefe improves on his times on a 43.888. No, I haven't seen from any of the faster guys. I would believe Jackson Harlow would have done a quicker lap, but it looks like he's been bought by other cars around the track, so he's going to scratch off his first flyer. We'll keep a close eye on him for a little bit to see if he'll go faster in his final attempt. Knowing us, he would go very quick. This was his first lap. Last lap got invalidated due to an off track.
Let's go have a look on board and see what this track's all about. It is in the center of an oval at the Iowa Speedway. So, bit of a different track for the V8s to run on. Obviously, they don't run on this in real life. Gets a little bit tail happy out of that corner. But if you've seen the previous series or the previous broadcasters, these guys do know how to drive. And obviously, being called a hard and fast series, you got to go pretty hard and fast. As there's a lot of comments and in the YouTube chat, also Twitch as well. We stream on Twitch live as well. Shane Van Gisbergen and Fabian Coulthard, yes, they are on iRacing. Nick Percat, a few others to mention as well. And Mitch Wiley, it's not a game, it's a simulator. It's it's the closest thing you could get probably to a real race car without buying a real race car. So look, for the physics and stuff that they put into iRacing, and people say that it's a game, well, if it was so much of a game, then they wouldn't do a V8 supercar online series with a hefty price tag to enter a team. So it's got to be that real that they work with engineers and stuff to make the cars most realistic as you possibly can.
Yeah, have to agree there. And well, this will be a pretty big esports series that Supercars will be running with collaboration with GFinity. So I would actually believe, and I've been hearing from sources, that there will be using the new Commodore Mustang and possibly an Altima coming into iRacing. Not sure about next build, but has to be sometime between Season 4 and 2020 Season 1.
Well, something major has to happen, and obviously there's things in the pipeline for it to get a little bit more V8s. So, it's going to be interesting to see what develops from that. But right now, let's focus on track. James Duckworth has just taken the pole spot off of Jack Boyd. So that's interesting to know. He was out on track. I was watching him running there, but that's his third lap that he's done, and he did actually ping him for the top spot. Damien Johnson's on, as he usually does. He comes out at the end and always comes out and drops a drift or two. Miles Bond is out on track as well. I think he's completed his third lap. He's on his third lap. So we'll see what kind of time he posts as well. Everyone's been everyone's pretty much done, isn't they?
Yeah, they would be. Oh,
we've got 34 cars for tonight as well. So yeah, there's only a couple on track. Yeah. What are they doing? Get out there. Nick in the YouTube chat, winding everyone up. Okay, this is a kids arcade game. Yeah, all right. I'll invite you to come around and jump in the sim. All right, if you can beat me around Bathurst, I'll agree with you.
Oh, I love that. Absolutely love it.
Nah, it's all right. But that's the thing. Look, we are broadcast on HoonTV. These guys see some real action that happens on HoonTV. V8's cars are nice and everything like that. So look, it is a very new thing for guys to see or broadcast like these races, and they probably think, oh, look at these little generated graphics. But by all means, man, look, have a crack. Have a crack at iRacing and try and control one of these beasts, especially on a hot track. You do set them up all yourself, and you do all the setups and stuff like that. So yeah, and also a big shout out to HoonTV for letting us broadcast and using their platform to show this series. As no one is out on track at the moment. Everyone's hiding away like they usually do. Someone go out and do some burnouts or something.
There's only 3 drivers you have to do that lap. That being Gavin Sadler, Lockie Dalton, and Job Stewart.
Yeah, and Lockie's sitting in the pits. Cobe Montana in the Twitch chat, that YouTube chat. Yeah, jump on in it. Search HoonTV on YouTube. Go in there. multiple of awesome videos that you can check out. Get your daily Hoon fix. Can you play it on my son's Wii? I doubt that strongly.
Nah, this thing only works on PCs. Sorry.
And another one. Look, they're all talking in YouTube tonight. What's going on?
Yeah, it must be.
Well, Jono, you should get back out there and do some more. There's no one on track. So how can we broadcast if no one's on track? Well, we're going to count down the last second, and let's go to it. All right, as we said, this is heat racing. This is the usual stuff if you see every Thursday night. This is round 3 of season 3. So the heat racing is kind of like a V8 short track, and it's like, how would I say it? Sprint car kind of feel to it. Not only that, you know, this is for real money. So by all means, if you've got iRacing, jump in. Search the Pace Syndicate events on Facebook, and you can get involved. Look at that nice fluoro yellow paint from Wine Paints. Alright, let's go to the grid for tonight. On the first heat, we have James Duckworth out of P1, Jonathan Bennett out of P2, Damien Johnson out of P3, Dave Roberts out of P4, Brian Cooper out of P5, Stephen Caddock out of P6, Craig Anspatch out of P7, Mick Wilson out of P8, and Kyle Stevens is in the race control booth, so I don't think he'll be taking the track. So let's see how this race is going to unfold. The first one of the night around this awesome track. Hopefully it goes nice and clean as they're stuck behind a Mustang pace car, because we all know Mustangs are slow.
Hey!
No bite. We'll see what the YouTube chat says about that, as they're winning the V8 Supercar Series at the moment.
Yeah, they've won 9 of the last 10 Supercars races, and they've nerfed the car as well. So yeah, I was extremely angry about that. Angry about it.
Mitch Wiley, where are the all 111 esports boys? Maybe you should stop commenting on YouTube and get in the race.
So Cara 851 for this heat will be given an end of line penalty for a penalty in the last round. So repeat 851 end of line penalty for infraction from last round.
That is Steve. Obviously we do have race control. It's live race control. We have 2 guys sitting in there and watch everyone and what happens as you just see the boys completely just belt past the safety car there. We do have 4 penalties for this evening because of last week's racing, but it's usually just an end-of-line penalty. And short heats like this doesn't really affect them too much. You still can definitely, win a race from the back by short. It's not a crippling thing.
Yeah, exactly. I wonder if that big jump start that James Duckworth has.
You can get away with it. So, by all means, you can go past the pace car, unless you don't do it by the end.
Yeah, true. Look, he's actually going side by side towards the Mustang pace. He's gone into it.
He just wants a little bit of broadcast time, I think.
He's just destroyed reality and just put himself inside the pace.
Yeah, why not? Just prove to these guys that it's not a game. Yeah, let's just jump inside a pace car. Alright, as they're all getting serious, tyres are cold. It is a 5-lap sprint. It is going to be about 4 minutes long as the pace car just jumps off the circuit. And he's off straight out. He's not waiting at all. He wants that head start. James Duckworth is off. Then not only that, sorry.
Oh yeah.
Damien Johnson in P2.
So he's had a bit of a...
No, they've been nice. No one's jumping anything but David Roberts.
Oh, they're going to go free wide.
No, Jonathan Byrne and Dave Roberts having a little bit of a battle here into turn 1. Hopefully they get around there nice and easy. Jonathan Byrne gave room for Dave Roberts there. Nice start so far. Could have stuck his nose up there a little bit, but he got away with it.
There was a bit of an incident between Stephen Kakaush and Craig Anspatch down the back there. think it was Ants Patch that went sideways coming into the
Jonathan
Whoa!
Benn, all out of shape,
No!
into the wall. Jonathan Benn, he is a real strong contender in this series as well. As you can see that Dave Roberts and Brian Cooper going side by side. Let's see what happens in turn 1, but Dave Roberts will have the inside line.
He's going to let him go.
Yeah,
Gets a
no
little
dramas there
hairy.
at all. They're in for the long haul tonight.
Yeah, they definitely are.
Yeah, because it's heat racing, so these boys want to, prolong their racing tonight.
Yeah, true.
Cobe Montana in the Twitch chat. There is already damage to the cars. So if that's what you were talking about, James Duckworth just set the fastest lap of the race. Obviously, he is up front. And he has nice, clean air. So he will be giving it everything he's got. But not only that, Damien Johnson has got him in his sights. And he wants a little piece of that pole position. So hopefully he'll get up there as well, get that traction down on the track. Obviously, only a 5-lap battle. You won't have that time to get your tyres hot and heated up to grip up 100%. While we're talking about temperatures and stuff, let's go to the weather. It's a 24-degree track, a little bit cold, but I reckon it's optimal track temp. Not in a 5-lap race as they're starting lap 4 at the moment. And everyone is doing really well in the race. There was only one little mix-up there with Jonathan Benn going into the wall. A little bit happy on the throttle coming out of the last corner onto the, basically, if you want to call it a straight. And you can just see James Duckworth just pulling away from Damien Johnson as it is. They start on the 4th lap. So look, interesting. They're keeping it clean tonight. They're probably going to go and try and get as many spots as they can. They don't want to push too hard early on the race. So that'll be interesting to see what happens in the last feature race. And we will have a consolation race tonight as well. So that's definitely going to be interesting.
Yeah, definitely will be. As we come across the final lap now, James Duckworth out for a 2.2 second gap over nearest competitor, Damien Johnson, who has just come off turn 2 down the back straight, heading into the road section.
But everyone's spread out so much. James Duckworth just locking the front left there. Damien Johnson in P2. We've got Dave Roberts, Brian Cooper, Craig Anspatch, same team. Stephen Kaddish, Mick Wilson. And then we have Jonathan Benn in the pits. James Duckworth coming around on to the oval to complete the race and take out the win of lap 5. What a race from him. Go to Woe, owns it. And that's it. As you see, Damien Johnson doing his drifting. Dave Roberts, Craig Anspatch and Brian Cooper. So that was a little, uneventful race there, Isaac.
Yeah, actually it was pretty calmer than usual.
Jono in the YouTube chat, made a meal of that. Oh, it looked good from where we were.
Yeah.
All right, so let's show you the grid. Jack Boyd out of P1, Scott O'Keefe out of P2, Jackson Callow out of P3, Dwayne Priest out of P4, Rob Bowden out of P5, Todd Maxfield out of 6th, Christopher Tomlin out of 7th, Lockie Dalton out of 8th, and Ryan Kolstad is another race control. So he won't be taking the grid tonight. So we have 8 cars in this race tonight. See if this one will go off like a frog in a sock with these lovely paint jobs.
For this split, Lockie Dalton, car 4-3, has an end-of-line penalty for a penalty in the previous round. Repeat, car 4-3 have an end-of-line for this race.
So what happens with that is the fact that on their formation lap, so obviously a V8 race doesn't start with, a normal grid start, as you would say, or a standing start. These guys do it as a rolling start. They have one formation lap, and then they'll go green on the leader's call. So he can hold it until the line and then put the throttle down, or he can leave early and try and get a jump on everyone else. As you can see in the background there, we have 3 lads cars in here. The 43 on this formation lap will drop to the back of the grid, and they will start in that position because obviously you heard race control there. Ryan just coming in to tell that what's going on and who has a penalty from last week.
I'm just looking here. Lockie Dalton's actually starting for me, so he's pretty much automatically in the back.
Pretty much. So that's what it is. Like, if you've got 8 people, and especially on a turn 1 on this track, you know, it's a bit it's a bit of a tight corner to go around. Or let's say turn 2. You know, you're going to get really slowed up in 8 cars going into that turn. If you can get obviously if P1 gets that jump, you know, P2 backwards, there is a high chance or a high probability that there's going to be a mix up there, as you saw in the start of the last heat. So as they come around, and the pace car will shoot off, and that's it. Jack's just giving it full stick, as you just saw then. Was that Jackson Callow just getting a little bit sideways out of the last corner, trying to get the power down?
Possibly.
Jack Boyd has definitely taken off with the race, and Scott O'Keefe in P2 is holding out the fact of Jackson.
Wayne
Into
Brace.
turn 1, as you can see the lad's car
bomb.
going around the right hand side. It is going to be nice and neat. He will have the inside line, but no, shuts the door on him. You're not even going to get close on that one.
And then usual again.
Nice clean start. Hopefully the boys can keep up and give us something entertaining to see. Like if you saw last week's broadcast, it was crazy.
Rob Bowden.
Oh, he got
a little
it real
bit
mixed
sideways
up.
and saved.
Just saw that in the timing screen. His speed dropped dramatically. But as they come round to complete lap 1. Well, as I was saying, broadcast last week, if you look at that, it was crazy. It was going off left, right and centre, and everyone was going. As you can see, Jack Boyd just locking the front left wheel. That's going to help him, but he still has a considerable lead. Will drop it in. I don't think Scott Keefe will get on. He's probably looking on the back, or rear view mirror, should I say, with Jackson Callow in there. He's already jumped 1 spot from the start. Oh! A little bit of nose up there. He must have a slowdown or something, because he jumped the curb a little bit there, so he's got a bit of a slowdown. Jackson Callow, he's dropping back into P6 from P4. Christopher Tomlin, his teammate, is right behind him as well. Hopefully they can pull it up. Lockie Dalton, that did have that end of line penalty, is getting through, but he's dropped down to 8.7 seconds behind the whole crew. Jack Boyd still leading the race with Scott O'Keefe. Got him in his sights. He wants a part of it. He doesn't want to let it go. So hopefully we'll see a little bit of a closer battle this race. The track's not really fit for that really slow kind of defensive driving stuff. This is more of a faster track, more fast-paced race as well, with a hard and fast series, obviously, with a 5-lap sprint. But look, when we get to the feature race, it gets electrifying. Because there's so many cars on the track, it's interesting to watch. As I said, last week's was probably the best one that we've ever broadcast. Closest battle that we can see right now is probably Rob Bowden on the back of Todd Maxfield in P4 and P5. So we'll probably focus on this. No mistakes made, and hopefully they can get around here nice and clean. As you can see, the Jackson Callow trying to get back up in these spots from that little bit of a slowdown he's got. So this is a 3-car train. It's probably the best battle, but they've only got 1.5 laps to do it. So they better get a move on. As you can see, the top five live. Jack Boyd is still leading the race, and Scott O'Keefe in P2 by 1.5 seconds. But this is what you got to watch. As you can see, Jackson Callow just getting a little bit sideways out of the last corner, trying to get the power down. As we see Jack Boyd just crossing the start-finish line to start the final lap of this heat. And he is going to win this from go to woe, just like we saw in the last heat. As you can see, really hard on the brakes, and you can see him locking that front left once again. Scott O'Keefe in P2, Dwayne Priest in P3. Todd Maxfield just getting a little bit twitchy in the rear coming out of that corner. Obviously he's feeling the pressure from Rob Bowden in P5 with Jackson Callow right on the tail of that. And Christopher Tomlin in P7 for Pace Syndicate. And obviously 43 car of Lockie Dalton round down the rear. And just as we say that,
Callow around. Looks like he did it under his own steam.
Jack Boyd takes it out in fashion. Scott O'Keefe in second, Dwayne Priest in third, Todd Maxfield in fourth, also Rob Bowden in fifth. Christopher Tomlin in 6th, Jackson Cullo in 7th, and following him is Lockie Dalton. What a race. Nice and neat. No crashes, no nothing. So that was interesting to see. Hopefully we can get it, a little bit more entertaining very soon. As we count down the seconds to the start of the race, we will show you the grid. Out of P1 for TTL Esports is Jackson Susan Harlow. Out of P2 is Ryan Shooter, Nathan Anderson in 3rd, Adam Canal in 4th, Adam Neal in 5th, Otis Cordwell in 6th, Jason Makowski in 7th, and Gavin Sadler in 8th. So hopefully we get some close battles in this race. What do you reckon, Isaac?
There's one way to find out.
So this heat now, we have car 29 and car 71 both get an end-of-line penalty for incidents in the last round. Repeat, car 29 and car 71 start with an end-of-line penalty.
Ooh.
Yet again.
Well, they're back at the back of the grid anyway, so it's not going to affect
They're
them.
back of the grid anyway.
So that's Jacob Makowski and Gavin Sadler. But they're at the back of the grid anyway, so I don't think it's going to be much of a drama to them.
No.
As you can see that sunset happening.
That looks pretty nice. I was looking in the YouTube chat, HoonTV, track needs some repairs. Yeah, let's red flag the race for an hour, patch them up to get them. For those that don't know, that is a reference of the 2014 Bathurst 1000, where the race had to be stopped for an hour to fix up a bit of broken up track at Griffin's Bend, making the race one of the longest and possibly the most entertaining Bathurst 1000s of all.
Alright, as the pace cars are off, Jackson's just going to drop the hammer. He is not going to wait for anything. But not only that, Ryan Shooter got a good jump as well. As they come close to close, side by side. I don't know if he jumped the start there, Ryan, but he did get on the throttle real early. Turn 1 is going to be absolutely defensive for Jackson Susan Harlow. And hopefully they get away with this nice and clean and no brake locks on cold tyres. These boys know what they're doing. As you can see, the twitchy rear end of that Falcon and the Holden is planted. Have a dig at that. As they get nice and neat. Oh, there's a little bit of trouble back in the pack there. What's going on there? Adam Neal.
Oh, that's a bit of Adam Neal's got steering damage. He's trying to.
Yeah, he's pulling off the track there. There was a couple of bumps there.
He's done for. I think he's done for this heat. There was a lot more camber.
The two that had the rear of end of line penalties jumped 2 spots pretty quick. So it looks like Adam Canal and Adam Neal have actually had an incident.
Car 33, you have a drive-through penalty for causing collision in lap 1. I repeat, car 33, you have a drive-through penalty. Drive straight through the lane, do not stop in your box.
That's
Adam Canal. Just talking about Adam Canal and obviously Adam Neal having a little bit of an incident there. Them two dropped pretty quick. So he'll have to do a drive-through penalty. He's only going to lose obviously 1 spot because he is 7th, and 8th is the last spot you can get. As you can see, the front of Otis's car is missing a little bit of bonnet. That's going to give him a little bit of an aero effect. Not that this track is a long, hard and fast one. Pun intended. It's the hard and fast series. Code Montana in the Twitch chat. Adam, yeah, which one, mate? They were both. Jono, loving the RC announcements. Yes, it's an awesome thing. Ryan obviously has a big
car. 4 has a drive-through penalty for being in front of the leader prior to the start of the race. I repeat, car 4, you have a drive-through penalty for being in front of the leader at the start of the race. Please drive straight through the lane. Do not stop in the box.
That is Ryan as well. So we kind of called that a little bit. If he just did jump the start a little bit as he pulls into the pits, and Nathan Anderson will take P2 from Ryan. But Jackson Susan Harlow has got a 5.7 second lead on lap 4 of a lap 5 race. This one's going to be an easy one. He'll probably slow down and cruise for the rest of it. There's no need to push hard at all. But Nolan Jackson, he probably will anyway. Nathan Anderson in 2nd position for PRT. Absolute stellar of a driver as well. Otis Corwell in P3. Doesn't look too happy on the front end of that Holden. And then we've got Jason and Gavin having a nice little battle for P4 and 5.
A very bright SimFinity Ford Falcon. They've all
As
got
they
the
start
lights
lap
on.
5. This is the closest battle.
Yeah, the lights are on. So we start beaming in the mirrors.
90-degree left lock and 6th gear.
Oh, there we go. Gavin Sellers for a dive. Brakes
Oh,
lock.
I was just
Locking,
about to say that
locking.
they're going to be
Oh,
locking up
both
brakes.
locked.
Is he going to make the move? Oh, he does.
Yeah.
Does not get touched in the rear either, so he gets away with it
Oh,
nice and clean.
touch.
So what a move from
touch.
Gavin to get into P4. Well done, as Jackson Susan Harlow finishes the race in P1. Nathan Anderson followed in P2 by 7 seconds. Otis not too far behind, missing a bonnet. Nice cold air intake there. Gavin that just got the spot over Jason that will come through in 5th. And then we'll have Ryan Shooter that unfortunately had to make that drive-through penalty, just giving it a little bit of drift as the headlights have come on in the V8s. And we have Adam Canal in 7th and Adam Neal that's in the pit stop. He will get P8 for tonight. What a race that was. A little bit of action in that one. Not as much as I'd want to see though.
Yeah.
Probably want to see a little bit more battling with these boys. As we go on to Heat 4. Then we'll go to the consolation race. Let's bring up the grid.
Yeah.
Sanjin Dilick in P1. Wayne Taylor out of P2. Miles Bond out of P3. Aaron Dillian out of P4. John Schultz out of P5. George Fulton out of P6. Ryan Bull out of 7. And Job Stewart out of P8. This is pretty much a Pace Syndicate race. What's going on?
Yeah, it's almost Pace Syndicate, except Aaron Dillon, who's in the Lads Racing team. Wayne Taylor for RT and Sanjin Delilac for Gone Rogue.
So hopefully these boys do it nice and clean. Want to see nice, clean, hard, fast racing. Not so much taking each other out. But
Yeah,
we'll wait, as we said, until the feature. Big shout out while we have the chance as well for Aussie Signs and Designs for coming on board and sponsoring the Iowa 35k race tonight. Without you, this wouldn't have happened, and we appreciate it. If you want to get in touch with them, I will show you the number and the details to get in touch by the end of it. End of the broadcast tonight. As you said, the Mustang just coming round at a nice slow 60 odd k's an hour. That's probably what they're good at, hey, Isaac? About 60 k's?
No. That's not quick at all.
Lovely fluoro paints from Worm Paints. Oh, that's it. Sanjin is off. As you can see a little bit in the back of the pack there, a little bit of everyone going a little bit sideways coming out of turn 3. Cold tyres does not, turn 3, last turn. Should I say, the cold tyres do not like the power that you have in a V8. By all means, they do have some power in these things. As they come down into turn 1. Sanjin a little bit locked up, a little bit of bump. Nose to tail for the first 2, 3 and 4. But everyone's got away with it nice and neat. As you can see that Wayne Taylor's just got a little bit, not Wayne Taylor, sorry, Alan Dillian just got a little bit sideways. And then we have George Fullerton just getting a little bit of a nudge from Ryan. Nothing too major, kept control of the car as they come back onto the main straight to finish the first lap of the race. A bit tongue-tied tonight, it's a bit of a long day.
Yeah,
we will get there.
It's been a very long day in Supercars land. Wayne Taylor trying to go a bit of a dive there on Sanjin Delilac.
He's just showing that he's there. He's just showing and putting the pressure on that he knows that he's there. Wayne Taylor's doing an awesome job. Not only that, looking in front of him, but behind, because he has Aaron Dillian right on his rear bar with Miles Bond closing in a little bit of the gap on the slower corners. John Schultz following him in P5. Then we have George Fulton in P6, and then Ryan Bull rounds out 7. Job Stewart did not start. So that's interesting to know. He would, surprisingly, he would really be up the front.
Yeah,
He's a really dedicated fast driver, especially in the V8s on the iRacing. As you can see that Aaron Dillian in P3 has done the fastest lap of the race. Just showed up, a little bit. A lock up, a little bit of a touch. Nothing too major from Aaron on the back of Wayne Taylor. But even then, Wayne Taylor still has pace on Sanjin on that run. Oh, as he sees again, Aaron Dillian getting real close to the back bumper of Wayne Taylor. Just letting him know that he's there. He wants a little bit of it. He's not going to back down. Having P1 and P3 this close in a race is always electrifying as they go onto lap 4.
Oh, lap 4 already?
Yeah, these are definitely really fast, really quick races as they come into turn 1. Let's focus on Sanjin and see what happens here. A front left lock up as we've been seeing all night, and he runs wide. Wayne Taylor's going to have an option here, puts the power down and gets it tail happy, a little bit of oversteer. Obviously, he's just saw that moment that he could have gave it his all and take P1 a little bit too heavy on the loud pedal and got it a little bit oversteery. But not only that, Aaron Dillian stayed in there. Did not lock, did not spin. So here they come onto the main straight. Yeah, to start lap 5. Sorry, we have one more. This is the final lap of the race.
That was really, really close from Wayne Taylor. Nearly wrecked the car, but was thankful he hasn't done that. But looks like he's now waiting on another mistake from Sanjin Delilah.
I don't think you're going to get one because I think Sanjin's heart rate's going to be real. Oh, as you can see, a little bit peaked to the left when he was on the rear brakes there. A little bit hard. Wayne Taylor taking too much of a curve. That's going to slow him down on the run. But not only that, watch Aaron Dillian come around. He's got to slow down. So he's going to...
Oh, no! Oh, that's side by side! This is going to be P2. It's going to get close. It's going to get close. Who gets it?
Wayne Taylor gets second.
Oh, wait.
Aaron Dillian third by 0.072 of a second. Miles Bond in fourth. John Schultz in fifth. George Fulton in sixth. And Ryan Bull in seventh.
Oh, that is the closest non-first placing in a while.
That was yeah, because we had one a few seasons ago. Oh no, last season. Sorry.
Last season that
All right, so let's go to the B main or the consolation race. As we've seen, we have 22 cars taking the field. Let's go through the grid. Brian Cooper up first. Todd Maxfield out of second. Gavin Saylor out of P3. P4 is Miles Bond. Craig Anspach in fifth. Rob Bowden in sixth. Jacob Mikowski in seventh. John Schultz in eighth. Stephen Kushk out of ninth. Christopher Tomlin out of 10th. And then we go over the page to Ryan Shooter in 11th, George Fullerton in 12th, Mick Wilson in 13th, Jackson Callow 14th, Adam Cannell in 15th, Ryan Bull in 16th, Jonathan Ben in 17th, Lockie Dalton in 18th, Adam Neal in 19th, Job Stewart in 20th, Kyle Stevens and Ryan Colston are both race control. So this is going to be an interesting one. We have a fair few cars on track. Turn 1 is going to be absolutely electric. Hopefully these boys can get through Turn 1, Turn 2 and 3, and hopefully we have a nice clean race for the next 5 laps. So if you can focus that many cars on one track, on a short track, for 5 laps, all trying to push to get the main spot, or should I say a spot in the main race, it's going to be interesting. Also in the YouTube chat, John B for sure, starting B main a long way back. Yeah, it is a long way back for you, but hey, give it a crack, mate. 17th position. Just watch what happens in turn 1. Take it nice and easy.
Wait, Todd Maxfield's just pulled off. He's just stopped at the exit of turn 2. He's just fully straight. It looks like he might have had a hardware issue. He's just pulled straight.
So P2 has pulled out. So there you go. You've already got one. HoonTV in the YouTube chat. Miles Bond is sucking a lot less this season.
Yeah.
Oh well, we'll see what happens. Hopefully they get nice and clean. As you can see, all those lovely fluoro paints. Obviously, you can see Craig Anspach and Rob Bowden next to each other as well as teammates. All those lovely worm paint cars. Look at everything that's fluoro as the pace car comes off the track, and Brian Cooper is just going to put it down. Oh, as you can see already, 71 of Gavin Sadler is already went sideways. Too much power, too keen. That's got to drop you back a little bit in the grid. As you can see as well, just a little bit back in the grid. You've got Jason, blinking a little bit. That's not good. That's internet issues. Everyone is nice and close. Going into turn 1, let's see what happens here.
Oh, Stephen Kakash. It's going to get a
going
little
not
bit
too
nuts.
bad at the moment. Everyone got around turn 1, and that's a good thing. Good start of the race. Let's go back up the
Oh,
front.
Steven! Got into the grass area, 3 wide, bang, bang, bang. Who's that? 212, Christopher Tolman. 3 wide coming into the third last corner. And the
And again,
212
watch
wheels
Gavin Sadler
into
going around
lock.
as well. Hopefully they can put the power down. 3 wide again behind them with George Fullerton, Adam Canal.
Oh, Nick Wilson.
Jonathan Bennett is trying to make moves as well. He started in P17. He's already up 2 on the first lap. As you've got 5
Right
laps.
wide again. Oh, they get close. Has to be a bit of contact there. Mick Wilson just dropping 3
Again, Gavin
spots
Sadler going
there.
around that outside. Oh, gets a little bit of a
Oh,
touch.
Jonathan Bennett.
Keeps it ground. But that'll give Jonathan Ben a little bit more. He's already got 2 more positions, so 4 positions in a lap and a half. A little bit of bumping. Oh, as he goes! It was that intentional or not. As you can see,
Oh,
they're
there's
dropping
more.
down Lockie Dalton and the rest are
Oh,
around at the
Craven.
back of the
That was another
field.
one.
Let's go
Brian
back
Bull
up the
was
front
also
with
involved.
Brian Cooper is leading the race so far, and he's doing a good job of it. But not only that, Miles Bond is right in the sights of him and doesn't want to give it that easy. He has a teammate right behind him of Rob Bowden, and then again a Pace Syndicate 4 and 5 as Ryan Shorter gets real close to the back of his teammate. Hopefully everything's going to settle down now, and it's going to be a push to the finish. As you just see a little bit of a nudge from Steve up the back of Craig there, giving a little bit of hurry up. As you can see, Gavin getting on the back of Stephen. Obviously he wants to move up the grid. He had a bad run in a couple of laps, or a couple of the other races, so obviously he wants to make a statement in this one and move through obviously to the main race. As you can see, everyone's kind of calmed down, nothing's going too crazy, so it's always going to be driver error at this point, as lap 4 is underway, should I say, sorry, coming down into turn 1. Miles Bond closing a little bit of the gap between Brian Cooper. Everyone gets around nice and easy. As you can see, Ryan making a move on John. Everything's kind of calmed down and went nice and neat so far, but as you can see, Gavin still sticking the nose up beside Craig Anspach. He's not going to have a bar of it. Craig can drive that car as it goes for the inside line coming out. As long as the power to the ground is the right one, Gavin's going to get that spot as Craig goes a little bit wide. Too wide into turn 1. Gavin's going to get the spot there. He's had the inside line the whole lot. The only thing that Craig will have is probably a little bit more faster speed, but obviously Gavin got that power down right as off the bad start that he did have. Not only that, look in front, they have a really close battle. Oh, a little bit of a touch. Jackson Callow just got a little bit of a touch behind from Jason. That's not going to look favourably in race control.
That might have been a bit of a hurry up or a bump and run.
Yeah, well, that's what it
Jackson.
is. If you're pushing a little bit hard and you don't give these guys a little bit more room and under brakes, and you give them a little bit of a knock like that, it's just not going to look favourable in your position there. Yeah, it looks like you're just going to try and unsettle the car a little bit. He must have had a slowdown.
Must have. Brian Cooper will actually
Take out the win. Miles Cooper in second, Rob Bowden in third, Ryan Shooter in fourth, John Schultz in fifth, Jackson Callow in sixth, Jason Mikowski in seventh, 8 is Steve Katakush, Gavin Sadler in ninth, and P10 is Craig Anspach. All right, let's go on to the feature race. It is going to be electrifying. Hopefully it's nice and clean, as we always say, and there is some good racing between these guys, as we will bring up the top 25 drivers of tonight's race. Out of P1 is James Ducksworth, Jack Boyd out of P2, Jackson Harlow out of P3, Sanjin Delic out of 4th, Damien Johnson out of 5th, Scott O'Keefe out of 6th, Nathan Anderson out of 7th, Wayne Taylor out of 8th, Dave Roberts out of 9th, Dwayne Priest rounds out the top 10. Let's go over the field to Otis Caldwell in 11th, Aaron Dillian in 12th, Brian Cooper in 13th, Miles Bond in 14th, Rob Bowden in 15th, Ryan Shooter in 16th, John Schultz in 17th, Jackson Callow in 18th, Jason Mikowski out of 19th, Stephen Katakush rounds out top 20. Over the page we go to Gavin Sadler, Craig Anspach, Christopher Tomlin, Jonathan Ben in 24th, he made the cut, and Mick Wilson in 25th. All right, good luck, lads. Hope it is a good race for everyone. It is nice and safe. Not really.
Oh,
It's a hard and fast series. Give it everything you got. 100% send all the way. Don't hold back. Give it everything. Off in the YouTube chat. Hello, buddy. How you going?
James Duckworth got a little bit late on the start line. I think he might have stalled the car trying to get it off.
iRacing has got stall clutches. So if you can stall it in real life, you will stall it in this. It's a realistic simulator. It simulates real world racing in a VF supercar. Trust me, if you put your foot down in one of these, hold on. After it grips. Yeah, there's a big, heavy lounge chair, overpowered, on cold tires. What
This thing would not like it if you try and bash it too much.
Oh, not at
Look
all.
look at James. He's trying to balk Jackson Harlow behind him because he wants to have. Look at them! They're all slowing down.
Yeah, a little bit of
They're all
punch.
slowing down.
James Duckworth's holding them up because he wants that. Look at the pressure now. Look at that. Straight out in power, but Jackson's got enough. He's had enough of that. Jack Boyd as well. Like, he knows what's going on.
Yeah.
As we're going around, look at Jack on the back of Jackson Susan Harlow. In no way is he going to let them get away. Coming into turn one, hopefully everyone gets around nice and neat. We will focus through the back of the pack as they're all bunching up. So a little bit of bump turns.
No!
Oh, is that Craig Hansbash around?
Yeah,
No, it's Brian Cooper. A little bit
Brian
tail happy in the back
Cooper.
as well. Jonathan Ben just got a little bit of sideways. And we've got another one that's off. And that's Christopher Tomlin.
See
Is
what
it?
that
No,
is?
John Schultz. Sorry.
John Schultz.
All the cars look lovely in them fluoro paints. It's hard to pick who is who as we move back up the front. And James Duckworth is checking out a little bit. And Jackson Susan Harlow is trying to keep up with that. Sanjun has got the position. But not only that, where is Jack Boyd? Dropped right back down. P9, P10. Nearly about to get...
Car 17 got a drive-through penalty for causing collision. Repeat, car 17, it's a drive-through penalty. Drive through the pit lane, do not stop in your box.
That is Miles Bond from Pace Syndicate. Got a drive-through there. He was in P14 at the moment. Unfortunate for him, he's missing a bonnet and his boot.
Yeah, losing the front and back there. Jack Boyd.
But look at the moves that's going on at the moment.
Jack Boyd, he went from
Going up the inside of Aaron Dillian. There's got to be something to that. He must have had a slowdown.
Must have.
But having a slowdown is really going to penalise you, especially when the race is at the start and everyone is so bunched up. So that is going to... Well, obviously you can see where he is now. 11th out of P2. As you can see, Aaron Dillian just going real wide. And he's about to get pounced on by Rob Bowden. No, he's got his handful already with Otis up the rear bump of him. And then not only that, we have a 4-car little battle here that's going on.
Car 851, you have a drive-through penalty for causing a collision. Repeat, car 851, drive-through penalty causing a collision. Drive through the lane, do not stop in the box.
That's Stephen Kakash.
Alright, Jack Boyd is giving it everything he's got. Look, he wants back up there. Dwayne Priest has got pressure like you would not believe. Wayne Taylor as well. He's dropping back a little bit off the back of Dave Roberts, but coming into turn one. Hopefully these guys get around here nice and easy. A lock up from the brakes of Dwayne Priest. There is going to give the choice for Jack to pounce on him. Get real close. He's going to push the point now. He knows he's giving him a little bit of sign that he's under pressure and he's going to fold under them. All right, let's go back to the next 4-car battle that's behind them, or 3-car or 4-car battle that's going on. And then even them missing bonnets and all, giving a little bit too much out of the last corner there. Ryan dropping all the way back through the field. Everyone is still going nice and well, as we see two lovely Pace Syndicate SimFinity sponsored cars coming onto the main straight as Stephen has done his drive-through penalty, but James Duckworth is still up the front by 2.13 seconds over Jackson Susan Harlow. followed by Sanjin. They is still keeping the pressure on and not let it down. Damien Johnson is up there as well, as expected. Boy can pedal. Scott O'Keefe, send me your paint, bud. You don't want to be driving a pink and white car. Nathan Anderson still hanging in there in P6 as well. Very decent driver for PRT. Dave Roberts, nice clean run he's pulling away so far off of Wayne Taylor that has his hands full with Jack Boyd trying to get back up to that position that it was in. Cuts the course a little bit there, trying to get it run out. I was probably waiting to see a slowdown there. A slowdown basically happens when you cut the course and more than half of your car goes over the exit of the track or over the extent of the track, and then it will penalise you, varying how much you actually cut the course, or varying on how many seconds of a penalty you will have to slow down. If you don't slow down within 30 seconds or such, you will have to go through a drive-through. If you don't do that, you will get disqualified and get taken out of the race. Just giving you a little bit of background on iRacing. James Duckworth has a comfortable lead at the moment with 2 seconds. But look what's bunching up. We've got P2, P3, P4. Damien just locking the front right. And then Scott O'Keefe coming through as well. Nathan Anderson's getting on the back of this battle. So maybe in a few laps we'll see something really heat up.
Oh,
Dave Roberts has Jack Boyd on him. So
hello.
Yeah,
Big
who's
pile
dropping?
up
Who's
here.
dropping that? Craig Anspach is involved in that.
Mick Wilson. Mick Wilson as well.
Couple
They must
of
have had a
crashes there. Also,
I think I saw one on that roof.
yeah, Jack Boyd is steaming through the. Wayne Taylor must have had a little bit of an incident last lap because Jack got through pretty quick.
Another car stopped
And
on
there's
the
another
side
one.
of the road.
So Jack's just got past Dave Roberts, so he's back up to P7. Let's jump in with Jonathan Byrne. Let's drop back down to 15th. With Gavin Sadler locking it real hard. He must have
Car
had a tangle.
013 have a drive-through penalty for causing collision, then a dangerous re-entry onto track. Repeat, car 013, a drive-through penalty. Please drive through the lane, do not stop in your box.
That's Aaron Dillian.
Aaron Dillon.
Yeah. Look at these guys are spacing out a little bit at the moment. But
Yeah,
because
they're
it's
all-
so much of a short track, we now have traffic. That's
Yay.
what happens. Oh, that was a nice close one. He is letting them all through. He's not going to try and get in a little bit of a battle with any of these front-running cars.
But look at that.
Good
Through all that,
driving.
the lead that James Duckworth had has now been halved in a matter of a couple of laps due to the live traffic. So this battle
Well,
is actually
one
compressed
wrong-
itself.
Yeah, one wrong move in a corner not only will take you out of the race, but it'll impose so much of a time penalty that whoever you're battling with, they're going to get on the back of you. Just from the start-finish
Yeah.
line, you can see all these cars circulating the track. This is how spaced out it
I
is.
don't know why.
And as we're on lap 10. So while we're on lap 10, I'll go through. James Duckworth is in P1. We have Jackson Susan Harlow in P2, doing a good job. Sanji on the back of him, give a little bit of pressure. Damien Johnson is keeping up with these boys. He wants a little bit of that podium, so hopefully no mistakes happen. Or as he gets a little bit sideways, but he can control it as Scott O'Keefe got really close to give him a little bit of a love tap around that last corner, and that's especially where you don't want to be doing it because you want to get that power down as soon as you possibly can. Nathan Anderson in P6, Jack Boyd, the man on the move, might as well call him Cole Trickle, P7. Dave Roberts in P8th, Wayne Taylor in 9th, Dwayne Priest in 10th, Rob Bowden 11th, Ryan Shooter in 12th, Aldous Caldwell in 13th, Jacob Mikowski in 14th, Jonathan Ban in 15th, Gavin Sadler in 16th, Jackson Callow in 17th, John Schultz in 18th, Christopher Tomlin in 19th, then we have Miles Bond in 20th, dropped back a fair way, had to go through the pits. Mick Wilson, 21st, Stephen Kush in 22nd, 23rd is Aaron Dillian, and Craig Anspach and Brian Cooper are not running at the moment, and they're both teammates. As you see, front brake left lock up as in turn 1, as they always do for some reason. And then
Must
with
be a
Jackson-
really
It's a fast corner and the car's unbalanced, so you really want to pull it up to get that turn in. So yeah, I'd rather lock a front left into that corner rather than run it wide and then someone jump me. But as you can see, Nathan Anderson, Jack Boyd just having a little bit of a side-by-side battle. Coming out of that, Nathan Anderson gets a little bit oversteery and Jack Boyd will jump through the position, but not only watch the crossover on this one, as Jack Boyd just got a really bad exit out of it. Let's jump on board with Nathan Anderson and have a look.
Looking at the front here, the lead, the big lead of James Duckworth has now been reduced dramatically to just over 6 tenths. So James has actually lost approximately 2 to 3 tenths a lap. So this last couple of laps coming into it now, James is getting really vulnerable behind Jackson Harlow, who could be in for a dive any moment now. So watch this space.
As we're just riding on board there with Nathan Anderson, just to show you what turn 1, turn 2 and turn 3 are like. They're really tight cars, and you have to shift the weight, corners, you have to shift the weight of the car really quickly, and you can't give it any, well, not any, but you can't give it too much power, because as you can see, the same as what happening out of the last corner when the boys are trying to put the power down as much as they can, they're just getting it all kind of oversteery. What a run this is tonight. You get into lap traffic as well, so that's just going to focus on how small these races are. Oh, Jackson Susan Harlow just going a little bit wide there. Is Sanjin going to benefit from that at all? I don't think at that point of the track, I think the track's too slow at that point to get a really good advantage from it. Like if he did it on the last corner or the second last corner, I think there might be a little bit of an advantage as where it goes into the high speed bit of the track. But these boys are doing an awesome job as we're on lap 15 of 16. We're about to come on to the final lap of tonight's racing and final lap of tonight's broadcast. Been a bit tongue-tied tonight, I apologise for that, but hopefully you enjoyed the racing. And thanks to Aussie Signs and Designs again for coming on and making this possible. As you can see, the gap closing between James Duckworth and Jackson Susan Harlow, and Sanjin is held in there for the end. Look how close he is to the back bumper. Damien Johnson in P4. Just going, has he run out of fuel or done something wrong there as Jack Boyd goes round? Or is that teammate stuff happening? Championship stuff?
I reckon that's team orders.
I caught that. Damien Johnson and Jack Boyd. Okay, let's focus on the leader of the race. James Duckworth coming home over the start-finish line to take out the win.
Oh, he could take out the win, but look at Jackson. He's actually on his nose.
It's not over.
It ain't over until it reaches the start.
I thought these boys were just going to pace to the end on this one.
Nope, they've kept it. They've saved the best till last. Here we go, around the final corner. James Duckworth. It ain't over yet. Look at Jackson. He's going on the tail. There might have been a bit of contact.
He's going wide. He wants the power.
Side by side. It's going to take it. Oh! What? No way!
0.010.
Oh, 1/100th of a second. That has to be the closest in
we've had it pretty close. We've had it pretty close. What was it? Actually, matter of fact, it was Jackson Susan Harlow as well.
Oh man!
It was last season, round 5 or 6. James Duckworth takes it out. Jackson Susan Harlow just NP2. Sanjin on debut. P3 overall. Jack Boyd in P4. Damien Johnson in P5. Nathan Anderson in 6th. David Roberts in 7th. Wayne Taylor in 8th. Scott O'Keefe in 9th. Dwayne Priest in 10th. What a good run for these guys tonight. Dave Roberts, Jack Boyd. What a storm through the field he did. Scott O'Keefe as well. Wayne Taylor, amazing job tonight from these guys. Let's go over the page to 11th and Rob Bowden, Ryan Shooter in 12th, Otis Caldwell in 13th, Jacob Mikowski in 14th, Jonathan Ben stormed up the field 15th, Jackson Callow in 16th, Gavin Sadler, another good drive, 18th, John Schultz, Christopher Tomlin in 19th, Miles Bond in 20th, Angeli in 21st, Stephen Kukushk in 22nd, 1 lap down, Mick Wilson 23rd, 2 laps down, and the non-finishers are Craig Ansbach and Brian Cooper from Tank SRT. Unfortunate for them boys. just not their night. Big shout out to Aussie Signs and Designs for coming on board and sponsoring this race. Without you, it wouldn't have happened. By all means, get in touch with the SimFinity Hard and Fast series. Go onto Facebook, type in Pace Syndicate Events, and join there. You'll see what happens. iRacing is a good simulator to race on for all the guys on HoonTV, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch that we stream live to simultaneously. Thanks for joining in and commenting and talking to us throughout the race. We were trying to pick up a lot of it, but we tried to focus on the race as well because it is a hard and fast series. It is over and done with very, 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 very quick. And don't forget to tune in next week because something different is happening with the hard and fast series. So if you do know the hard and fast series, you'll see that last season it was really quick races, 5 laps. We only had up to round 5. And now this season, because of the sponsors coming on board and like Aussie Signs and Designs helping us out, we actually have a 10-round series this season. So it's going to be interesting. And then, as I said, next week is going to be a Pace Syndicate Hard and Fast first. So stay tuned. If you want to know, you have to tune in next week and see what's going to happen there. It's going to be an interesting race. Big shout out to HoonTV. Thanks for hosting us, guys. Go like and subscribe. All their stuff. It's just, a plethora of, awesome V8 muscle car-related motorbike racing action. I can't explain it anymore. It's electric. You just got to watch it all day long. Every time they post a new video, go check it out. It's awesome fun. Also, big thanks to everyone for tuning in. That was a mouthful there, Isaac. I was a bit tongue-tied tonight. What's going on? Focusing on the V8s too much.
Yeah, the V8's happening at Perth tonight.
Yeah. Like they're just too loud. I can hear them.
Yeah, well.
But hey, look,
loud.
If you can't race a real V8 supercar, and I'm not talking about a VESS, because come on, all right. If you can't race a real V8 supercar, get iRacing. Okay, jump on track. It is awesome fun. All right. So. I'm Steve. I'm from Podium Broadcasting. I'm going to sign off for the night. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to tune in every Thursday for the Hard and Fast series on HoonTV's YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. Share it among yourselves. Share it. Get it out there. If you like the video, come in and have a conversation with us. But, from me, I'm going to go see some V8 action in real life. And I will tune in with you guys next Thursday.
Catches.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Oh.